Ambition versus purpose. What really changes after you turn 40? Before 40, most people spend a lot of time trying to prove themselves. They compete for status, position, recognition, and achievement. Careers, family roles, and social expectations shape most of those decisions. There's pressure to show progress and to gain ground in society. This phase has existed in every era. Romans, Greeks, and even modern political leaders followed the same pattern. Youth is outward-facing. After 40, something changes. It is not dramatic, and it does not happen on one birthday, but it shows up in how you think. External recognition matters less. You begin to question why certain goals were chased at all. Some achievements feel empty or disconnected from personal meaning. This is where folks start to shift from proving to understanding. You're no longer trying to convince others of your capability. Instead, you want to use your capability in a way that, well, feels justified. Historical figures went through these same changes. Marcus Aurelius spent his early years in education, politics, and military command, earning legitimacy. He only began writing his private reflections much later, when his concern moved towards self-discipline, mortality, and duty. Churchill did not lead Britain in his 30s or 40s. He was called at 65 when experience was finally more valuable than ambition. The same is true in science. Darwin published late because it took decades of thinking before he decided the work was ready. One of the biggest shifts after 40 is how people relate to time. Before 40, time feels wide. After 40, time becomes measured. You can look back and count 20 years of choices. That makes future choices more serious. Mortality does not depress people at this stage. It reinforces their ability to focus. The Stoics understood this very clearly. They believed that people act with more clarity when they know life is limited. Marcus Aurelius wrote about death constantly, not because he was obsessed with it, but because it removed distractions and helped him decide what mattered. There is also a shift in goals. In the first half of life, people collect. They collect skills, contacts, money, credentials, and objects. They fill their calendar with events and obligations. After 40, most people start removing instead of adding. They cancel old goals, cut unnecessary obligations, and stop caring about minor social competition. They conserve energy for work that feels worthwhile. Subtraction becomes a strategy. Seneca called this reducing life to its essential tasks. You see this play out in modern life too. People switch careers, end certain relationships, drop hobbies, and choose fewer but deeper projects. Another change is how success is defined. Before 40, success often means winning in comparison to others. But after 40, comparison is boring and even childish. Success becomes tied to responsibility, usefulness, and legacy. Instead of asking, what can I get? People start asking what is worth continuing or what deserves the rest of my time and strength. This is not reinvention, it is consolidation. Practical life changes after 40 reflect these ideas. People often begin to mentor younger generations or pass down knowledge through teaching, writing, or leadership. Families become more important. Health becomes a priority because, well, you can really feel the cost of neglect. Reading, it starts to replace arguing. And, sleep becomes a tool for thinking, not just for recovery. Folks also take their unfinished projects a whole lot more seriously. Books get written, training gets completed, old skills get refined. There's this sense that, time just shouldn't be wasted on shallow pursuits anymore. This stage is not decline. It is a clear form of adulthood. It's when, ambitions are filtered and only the durable ones remain. If there is any purpose in the second half of life, It's to use the first half wisely. Everything before 40 becomes material for what comes after: experience, mistakes, knowledge, and, well, discipline. If this gave you something to think about, subscribe to Second Half Wisdom and share the video with someone entering their second half of life.